being at AF, first of all, before getting admission, it was a dream, to be honest, because KF was one of the best universities back in Afghanistan.
For me, AF was like my second home. I started in August of 2016. It was just like 4 days before the attack. I got a scholarship, I went and I started, and the attack happened. So I lost one of my friends who started with us.
I think that will be very interesting to address the cultural aspect of our journey in Iraq, which especially for me was very important and was very special. I didn't expect to be welcomed warmly by AYS students and overall by Kurdish people, because we stayed there in the Kurdistan region of Iraq.
In the Kurdistan region, we were able to find like a second home after a great tragedy. And the most exciting part of it was it basically opened the door to us. Like, we learned so much culturally, like in terms of community building and also even work opportunities.
Basically made you forget some of the things that you've lost, because you know you gained some stuff back. So personally, I would say Kurdistan was a very, it was a very rich experience and a very major milestone in my career.
From the day that we have been evacuated from Afghanistan to Iraq and then from Iraq to US, I found so many help, so many supports, starting from IAE, from Vienna Hiking Foundation, from IOM, to my resettlement agency and my Office of International Services, even some individuals, some Afghan families here, some Afghan families back in Afghanistan. You know, when we are saying like support, it doesn't mean financially, or it doesn't mean the stuff about some stuff, but sometimes we really need someone to talk with us.
They helped us from the time when we were in Kabul. While we were waiting in front of Sirina to get our gate passes, they were personally emailing and texting us, and they've been working non-stop, and we really, really appreciate it.
Back in Afghanistan, people, the problems they deal with, they are related with survival. For example, what's going on back in Afghanistan is there's a lot going back in Afghanistan in terms of poverty, in terms of starvation and unemployment, human rights violation, women's rights violation. The world needs to know that just because Taliban are in Afghanistan, it doesn't mean the rest of the world are safe from them.
I'm really concerned about this right now, the picture that's being presented of Afghanistan. The international politics or the regional politics are trying to portray Afghanistan as a country who are not somehow in support of education, especially for women and girls. No, that's not the fact. We have every single person in Afghanistan that they're saying girls should be educated.
People sometimes come up to us, they're like, I can't believe you're Afghan. Sometimes I genuinely get the urge to ask them, like, what do you think Afghans look like? Afghans are very well educated people. We have a very proud cultural heritage. People are rallying and protesting on a daily basis for women's education, for women's rights, all over the place. Just because they're a bad peas in the pot, it doesn't mean the whole country stand for something that is, you know, this horrific as it's going. And that's a tragedy with Afghanistan. You have like this one group who pushes this one bad agenda and suddenly everyone is bad. But the great minds that have come out of Afghanistan, through AUAF, we've met some of the most brilliant people ever, both in the faculty and in the students. Our friends who are the alumni and like have extended their work abroad. And like the people that we get to see there, our own parents. Like, we have some very, very knowledgeable people, and not just in Kabul, all over Afghanistan.
I think Afghan diaspora is a prominent part of Afghan society, and they could play a vital role in bringing the change that my colleagues just mentioned.
I think you guys did a very extraordinary job at really laying out the real demand, the real need we have for education right now. So thanks for doing my part.